one of the things that we should be able to do that is because the idiomatic ability that you need to understand a joke goes about having a wide catalog of words in our mind. Okay? If you have a wide catalog of words in your mind, you will be able to understand jokes like the one you are going to see in this moment. Pay attention and tell me if you understand. There are going to be two jokes. Okay? The girl says one, the guy says another one. Let's see what you catch. 1, 2, 3, action.
I accidentally took my cat's meds last night. Don't ask me how.
Nice. I've never heard that. That's really weird. I was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved.
Why is that?
There was no second line. That's a joke. Yeah, that's a joke.
Sorry.
What's that joke with a real belter? I think we laughed first because she didn't get it. Genuinely.
Do you want to see that again? Yeah, right? Did you catch anything?
Yes.
No, right? Okay, let's go again.
I accidentally took my cat's meds last night. Don't ask me how.
Nice. I've never heard that. That's really weird. I was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved.
Why is that?
There was no second line. That's a joke. Yeah, that's a joke.
Sorry.
What's that joke with a real belter? I think we laughed first because she didn't get it. Genuinely.
Did you catch it? Who understood any of the two? No, nobody really.
No.
Okay, welcome to Advanced Conversation, my people. We have
Repeat it
a lot
again,
of
please.
vocabulary. Again, please. Okay, the last one.
One more
okay?
time.
The last one. Let's go.
I accidentally took my cat's meds last night. Don't ask me how.
Nice. I've never heard that. That's really weird. I was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved.
Why is that?
There was no second line. That's a joke. Yeah, that's a joke.
Sorry.
What's that joke with a real belter? I think we laughed first because she didn't get it. Genuinely.
Yes, that's what happened.
Yes, the stationery store.
Okay, tell me, you understood the second one.
Yes. Because
What is it?
a stationery store can make a move. You know.
Can make a move. So you are familiar with the word stationary.
Well, it's very similar with Spanish.
So exactly. The word stationary means not moving and not intended to be moved. Precisely. And the guy was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved. The problem is, what is a stationery store? That's exactly the issue here. Because she said, when he says, I was surprised when the stationery store moved. The girl is like, why? You know, she didn't understand the joke. What is a stationery store? Exactly. Are you okay? Stationery store. Stationery is also the name for things that you use at your office. For example, an Office Depot, for example, an Office Max, you know, or a small store in the corner with papers, pencils, paint, and all the things necessary for school and for your office. Stationary as an adjective is not moving. Stationary as a noun stationary as a noun and with E is materials for writing and for using in an office, for example, paper, pens, and envelopes. Do you understand the joke now?
Yes.
That's joke number 2.
And the first one, I think he talked about a cat.
Okay.
She talked about.
I talk, you talk, and she
Talks.
She talks.
Well, but this pass.
And it's fast. Luis.
I think she got confused with a sense of the word, and I think that's why she used the analogy of the cat, thinking that maybe, I don't know, what does cat myth is a kind of as what is that? What is the word? When the animals or every form of life eats, process the food, and after this digesting process, the form of life produce what is that? What is the word?
After you eat, the cat produces feces.
Feces. Maybe I don't know if myth is related to this word.
Close. Nope. No, because we are talking about cat's meds. And meds is not meat.
Oh, okay.
That's a very good observation. I didn't expect this one. Mm-hmm. It's meds is short for medicine.
Okay.
Meds is short for medicine. Meds. You see? These are meds. Mm-hmm. So we are talking about cat's meds. I accidentally took my cat's meds last night. And then what happened?
She said meow.
She said meow. Yes, that's a portion of the joke.
Yeah.
Because she says, "Don't ask meow."
Maybe when you was trying to take a decision about something, and due to a confusion or misinformation, you take that decision, but you take into account that your information was incorrect.
Information was incorrect. What do you mean? I mean, she was incorrect for the meds, or I don't understand you.
Yes, maybe you, for example, in previous night, you liked eating tacos, for example, no pastor tacos.
Yes.
And on the road you see a taqueria, for example, and you go to that taqueria, but when you were there, you realize that it was a, I don't know, a taqueria of, I don't know, guisado, for example, or another thing. And I was looking for pastor tacos, but in reality, it was not pastor tacos. It was
Dog tacos.
dog tacos or barbacoa tacos.
Okay.
It was very similar, but they are not pastor tacos. They are only tacos.
Oh, okay, but that doesn't explain why she said don't ask.
Yes.
That doesn't explain the punchline. You know what the punchline is? The punchline is the part of the joke that is the joke, you know, the part of the joke that makes you laugh. So the punchline here is don't ask me how, or don't ask me how. And this meow sounds in an Irish or Australian accent. Meow sounds similar to meow. Do you agree?
Yes. But what is the point?
What is the point? That she was trying to say meow, but in Australian accent, it's very normal to omit the H. Don't ask me how I ate or I took my cat's meds.
Okay.
You get it. Exactly.
But you know that's not our fault that they don't speak correctly.
No, it's not that they speak incorrectly. They only pronounce differently. It's like saying that Spanish people speak Spanish wrong, you know? No. They don't speak wrong. They just have a different accent.
I know.
So it's in some areas of the United States. Also, they omit letter H. They don't use the letter H because it is an accent, you know.
They contract it.
They contracted the H doesn't sound when naturally the H should have an independent sound. It should be like how. So don't ask me how. Don't ask me how. It's an accent. Therefore, when she says don't ask me how,
No.
This guy understands. This face is the face of someone who understands. You see? Those are the two jokes for today, guys. Very good. Stationary versus stationary.
Maybe she think that taking the cat pill, she could be able to understand the cat language.
Exactly. That's why when Victor said that she said meow, technically when you take cat's pills, you are going to start speaking like a cat. That's another part of the joke, Of course.
This is called a nahual.
This is called what?
A nahual.
And now you transform it. Yes, exactly. That will be in our country. Over there, you just transform into the animal that you took the meds from. Now you can understand the joke. Watch it again, and you will get everything.
I accidentally took my cat's meds last night. Don't ask me how.
Nice. I've never heard that. That's really good. I was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved.
Why is that?
There was no second line. That's a joke. Yeah, that's a joke.
Sorry.
Wow, that joke was a real belter. I think we laughed first because she didn't get it.
Sorry.
Genuinely.
Now you get it. Yes or no? Stationary store doesn't move. Now, watch out, eh? Stationary as an adjective is with A. Stationary as a noun is with E, eh? This is relevant. Okay, and in the video, if you observe, you will see that they wrote the first line of the joke is stationary. You see? When she explains the joke, they write it with A. Got it? It's too much action. Too much action in only one section. A small portion of the video. Very good, guys. Every week we are going to analyze one joke because it's an idiomatic. It has a massive idiomatic importance. Okay, understanding jokes is fundamental. Now we are going to go to the lesson that I have ready for you today, and you are going to get accustomed to these colors. In my course, I try to make you identify very complex, let's say very complex words or very complex concepts in a very simple way. In this case, we are going to talk about word families, and each of the word families that you see correspond to one color. Okay? I like to distinguish word families by colors because you can really understand what's going on a sentence, and with the time and with practice, you will start seeing colors when you read, you know? Let's say that you open a book and you are trying to understand the sentence, you will start identifying the portions of information thanks to this methodology. So this differentiation is super important that you master right now, that you understand right now, because this is going to be the basis for the following classes. Okay? First, we are going to understand every single portion of information that we have here. And then we are going to expand this information later. Let's start with the blue section. The blue section that we talked about yesterday. Yesterday we talked about nouns. Remember? We said that nouns were naming words, which are names of the things. And they can be countable or uncountable. There is a specific list of descriptions that we can use for countable nouns, and there is a specific list of descriptions that you can use for uncountable nouns. So that's why it's super important to know if the noun is countable or uncountable. No? For example, if you say, I am teacher, the sentence is incomplete. What is necessary in this sentence? I am teacher. I am teacher. What is necessary?
An A.
An A. I am a teacher. Why is the A necessary?
Yeah, we need to emphasize that it's not a simple teacher, you know.
Close, but a teacher means that it's a simple teacher.
Because it's countable?
That's it, Victor. Very good. Because it is countable. Teacher is countable. So in English, all the countable nouns need to be counted. Therefore, if you say a countable noun, you need to say a teacher, the teacher, two teachers, three teachers, four teachers. You see? That's why it's super important to understand if the noun is countable or uncountable, because that will avoid mistakes when you speak. Got it? Moving on, we are going to go through adjectives. Now that we are talking about the the letter A, we can talk about adjectives, because the letter A is part of the family of adjectives. Articles are included in the family of adjectives. Articles a, the, and an. Those are the 3 articles that exist. And they are included in the family of adjectives because of the position. Who remembers what is the position of an adjective in relation to the noun?
Before the noun.
So they go before the noun, right? When you are talking. Just like that. Adjectives describe nouns, and in the position of the sentence, they go before the noun. But they also go in a different position, not only before the noun. Where do they go?
After a linking verb.
Excellent, man. Very good. After a linking verb. What is a linking verb? A verb that usually takes a description, such as the verb to be, the verb look, seems, smells, become, get, etc. Do you agree?
Yes.
Good. Good. So something we need to remember is about adjectives, articles are included. All right. And the order of adjectives before the noun is usually in a specific chain. For example, if you say size, size and color. The big black cat. The size should be before the color. The amazing the amazing technological achievement. Amazing is an opinion and it always goes first. Technological is a type, and then after the type we need a noun, achievement. An amazing technological achievement. You see what I mean? Questions about adjectives? Easy, right?
Well, I don't know. No.
Tell me.
There are some types of adjectives that are very strange because there is una rayita, un guión.
In English?
Hyphen. Yes.
Hyphen. Yes. They are compound adjectives.
Yes.
Compound adjectives, very good. And they exist when you are forming an adjective using 2 or 3 words. For example, when you say a 14-year-old kid, I don't know, in the news, for example, a 14-year-old kid has his own lemonade business. 14-year-old is usually put together with hyphens.
Yes.
Right? That's exactly one of the things. Is the rest familiar with the adjectives that Chucho is mentioning? Probably we need to check this one. That one, very good that you remember that, Chucho, because we saw that on B1. And one of the things that we saw precisely was adjectives. See this one? Yes. Using a hyphen. Look at this. In the news, for example. Oops. What did I do? Okay. In the news, we have this. What happened after an 11-year-old boy? 11-year-old boy. When boy is a noun, 11-year-old is an adjective. The three words together is only one adjective. And the article. You see? These are the adjectives that Chucho is talking about. What do you understand when you see soon-to-be stepmom?
That
Go, Luis.
there is something to be needing the timeline to happen.
Exactly. It's going to happen. So a soon-to-be stepmom is a lady that is going to marry his father. Right? It's also called, for example, they say your fiance is your soon-to-be wife. Your fiance is your soon-to-be wife. You see what I mean? Etc. So technically, it's that's one of the options when you talk about age. When you talk about expressions like soon-to-be, there are others like, for example, long-term, a short-term rent, a long-term planning, long-term goal. No? Or when you are talking about characteristics of the physical appearance. You can say that brown-haired. You say the color and the description with ed. Well, the part of the body with ed. So you say brown-haired or dark-skinned or blonde-haired. You know. We usually use a hyphen too. That is what adjectives comes along. Any question? Take your notes. Okay. Let me say hello to Itz, that she came finally. Hello, Itz. Good morning.
Hi, teacher. Hi, everyone.
Excellent. You're finally here. Perfect. Perfect.
Sorry.
No problem. Take this as a review. This lesson is a review of everything you wanted to know before. So this is super important for you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we take adjectives, we take nouns. Now we are going to go through verbs. Now that Chucho helped us understand what is a linking verb, this is precisely one of the three types of verbs that exist. Okay? Verbs include, number one, action verbs Number 2. And linking verbs. Okay? The action verbs would be divided into 2 categories: transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Okay? Transitive verbs are those verbs that need an object. What is an object? An object is the noun that goes after the verb, or the noun that receives the verb. For example, when you say the verb like, love, hate, enjoy, you need to say something after it. For example, if I tell you, I like, does it sound complete? What do I need?
A noun.
A noun, for example. What is your question if I tell you I like?
What do you like?
What do you like? Automatically it's like, you like what? You know, your sentence is incomplete. Well, that's because I have a transitive verb. You see? Like, love, hate, enjoy. Let's say another one. Bring. Bring is another one. I brought. What did you bring? What did you bring? Sorry. Understand transitive?
But
Yes.
for example, you can see like an answer, I like to be alone, and to be alone is the object.
Excellent, man. Perfect. Yes. And this is what we call a phrase. A phrase, to be alone, that is working as a noun or
Okay.
working as the object.
Because the first word is more like a connector and a verb, no?
Exactly.
To be, but it's not a noun, but in what that said is like a noun.
It's like let's say the rest of the sentence, to be alone, is together.
Okay.
And this is what we call phrases. This is actually the next lesson.
Okay.
Very nice, Victor. Very, very nice. Very, very good. Precisely. So every single verb that needs something after it, especially when it's like it's incomplete if you don't collocate it, it's a transitive verb. Intransitive verbs don't need objects.
So, teacher, so the concept of transitive way, we could say that a way to identify object, direct object, is identifying the transitive verb in the sentence.
Yes, exactly. I always suggest to, if the sentence is too long or we don't identify who receives the action, first locate the verb. You know, if the verb has something fundamental later, then it's transitive. And you should always use it like that, you know. It becomes a little confusing when you are talking about verbs that sometimes are transitive and sometimes they are not. You know, for example, let's talk about, I have a list somewhere. Well, look at this. Transitive and intransitive meanings. No. No, what was the list? Intransitive, intransitive. Verbs, both transitive and intransitive. Check this out. Look at these examples. I walked. And then you have, I walked the dogs. The first example, doesn't need an object or doesn't have anything else because it's the person walking by himself. You see? But in the second example, the object is necessary because now you are not walking yourself. You are taking the dog to walk, which is definition number 3 or 4 for the verb walk. So it's very different to say I walked than to say I walked to the dogs, even though it's the same word. Now, don't get confused. It's not important to identify if it's a transitive verb. It's important to identify if you, whenever you are speaking, if you need something else. That's the important part. If I say I walked, I can say I have a dog and I say I walked with my dog. This is incorrect. Or probably it's a different meaning. It's not incorrect, it's a different meaning only. You know? The thing is, the intention that you want to communicate should go in the definition of the transitive verb. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Right. That's the one. Don't worry about identifying them. Just when you have a question about your sentence, because many people omit sentences when they speak. They say, for example, let me find a classic mistake. I enjoy. I don't remember, but people omit for example, when it's necessary to say it, the person, the pronoun it, people usually omit it, and they say, I watch football when there is a match on television. I really enjoy. I mean, I understand we are talking about football, no? But because I am thinking in Spanish, I omitted the object. I needed to say, I enjoy it. And many people omit this it because they are thinking in Spanish. You see? So every time you use a transitive verb, you should know that it's a transitive verb because you will need an object after it. And that's it. Other action verbs, intransitive verbs, example of them, verbs that don't need an object. Who knows?
Drive.
Perfect. Drive in the natural definition, because we saw that you can say, I drive a bulldozer. And now it's transitive. But if you say, I drive every day, okay, that's intransitive.
I sleep, I run.
Exactly, sleep, run, eat,
drink.
Mm-hmm. We can collocate, watch. Mm-hmm. Precisely. Can you say that again, Luis?
Teach.
Teach, exactly. With a little note. Because both drive, drink, watch sometimes, and teach. They can be both transitive and intransitive. So it depends on what you want to say. This information, you can find it in the dictionary. Always, 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 you find the word drive. You will say, okay, in this case, when you are talking about a vehicle, the verb can be transitive or intransitive. You see? In this case, can you drive? Intransitive. Don't drive so fast, intransitive. But drive something, this is transitive. All the information is in the dictionary. I am only teaching you concepts of the dictionary. I'm not going to expand further than that, because many people will say, hey, you promised me no grammar, teacher. Well, yes, but I'm teaching you how to identify things in the dictionary. Okay. In the second definition is transitive, to take somebody somewhere in a car. Can you drive me home? Drive me. You see, in this specific definition, drive is transitive, always. Intransitive, to travel. A stream of black cars drove by. The object doesn't exist. Definition number 3 is always intransitive. Right? Questions? Simple, no? All of this is in the dictionary. Every time you open a dictionary, you are going to see these concepts and you are going to understand the application of the word. Got it? Now let's go to linking verbs. Chucho, you are very familiar to linking verbs right now. What is it?
No, that's not true.
Show off. Show off. Come on.
There are verbs that you use to talk about especially when you want to emphasize the action that you receive or an object receives.
You are giving me the definition of transitive, not linking.
Yes, sorry, linking. Linking verbs are the verbs that with an adjective connects the subject with information. It's information. Yes.
In other words, describe.
Is what?
Describe.
Yes, describe. Yes.
Right, very good, very, very good. It's called linking because they link, as you say, connect the subject with a description. Therefore, this link doesn't exist in an action verb. No?
No.
That's right. Very good. Very, very good. A linking verb are those verbs that describe, that help describe the subject of the sentence. Mhm. Do you have any example?
For example, yesterday I got excited because I touched my dogs. You know,
Exactly. Got excited. Exactly. Very good. Mhm. Get plus an adjective. The verb to be is the most natural linking verb that exists. Because we always need a description after the verb to be. Get plus an adjective, as Chucho said, become.
appear,
Can you repeat?
appear,
Appear, Look. Smell. And this is my limit of thought. There we go. Do you understand, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Super cool. Again, all of this is in the dictionary. Let's go to the verb seem. Ta-da! Linking verb. Seem, to give the impression of being or doing something. Seems obvious, seems best, seem happy, seem clear, seem likely. It's always seem plus an adjective. If you go for the verb look, right? We have a normal verb here, but then you go down, 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 and you will see there is one of the definitions, number 4, is linking. Look great, look nice, seems likely. But this is definition number 4, because if you go to definition number 1, it's natural. Look closely. The natural definition for look is to put your eyes in a specific position. Look at this, look at that. Look closely, look carefully. You see? Pay attention to all the little notes that the dictionary is telling you, so you know how to use the words. Questions? Easy. Victor, give me an example using the verb seem.
Yes. When I no, when I got, I want to use the last example. When I got my dogs, I seems happy.
I seems happy. See, okay, we have 2 mistakes there. Seems is for he, she, it.
Yes.
For I,
Seem.
seem, exactly. And the other mistake is the meaning of seem, because when you say seem, you are talking about the appearance of something external.
Okay.
You don't talk about your own appearance because you cannot see yourself, only in the mirror.
Okay.
Right? Therefore, you need to talk about something, the appearance of something external. How do you say that? How do you use that?
Okay, when Chucho got my dogs, he seems happy.
Much better. Much better. Exactly. That's why I had a curiosity if we knew what was the application of sim.
Okay.
You know, another one that catches a lot of mistakes is appear. Sophie, give me an example with appear.
Mm,
Appear. Mm, wait, appear is like I'm a little confused with the meaning because you need
Exactly. And you are that's why my observation. The word seem and appear always we think that we know them, but then we use them in an example and it's a complete mistake. The word appear is not the opposite of disappear, eh? You are thinking in that.
yeah, but with the meaning with an adjective, I think that it's different. So I don't know
Right.
what is exactly the meaning.
It's very similar
Like a
to sim.
linking verb.
Like a linking verb is similar to sim, which is the appearance of someone.
Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, I no, I don't know. Like, I can use appear like in myself, right? Because I appear sleepy, for example.
You cannot. Similar case as Victor, you cannot look at yourself. In the mirror, you probably do it, but you say look.
Okay.
So you need to talk about another person. You need to talk about a situation. A situation usually appears.
Mm-hmm. Okay. With your jacket, with that jacket, you appear like a. What is the name of this guy? This guy that is in Vaselina. I don't remember.
I don't remember. Rockstar.
John Travolta.
John Travolta.
Yeah. Yeah.
You appear.
Yeah.
You know what?
But no, it's not an adjective. It's yeah. Like rockstar, for example.
But that is we are in the same problem because exactly it's not an adjective. And again, you are using this example could be similar with the verb look, not with the verb appear. You look like John Travolta, that's correct.
Okay, yeah.
But appear not. Let me show you something. If you see a friend and has a sad face, your friend appears worried.
Okay.
You see? We are talking about not only a visual thing, but it's something that you can sense, something that you can feel that is happening. Exactly. You repeat, Chucho?
It's emotional.
Exactly. Yes, you appear worried. Are you okay?
Okay.
That's the application of appear. That's why I really wanted you to check this verb because it's so easy to think it's correct. Here. To give the impression, look at this.
Okay. Okay.
You see? Appear normal. Appear surprised.
So appeared and seemed is a synonym?
Right.
Like, oh, okay.
Precisely. Look at this.
Mm.
And it will be very distant from the verb look. Very distant.
Mm.
You see, that's a very, very easy, difficult word. Because we think it's easy, but then this is a surprise. That's it. I only wanted you to check. And this can help you understand the difference between definitions in the dictionary, because sometimes a verb has many definitions, and the more you expose yourself to the language, you will be more familiar with different definitions. Right? So you need to start watching movies in English and listening to podcasts in English, read books in English, because we have a long list of vocabulary to cover. Okay? So let's give a moment, because Jessie is in the class, to take attendance. Hello, Jess. Are you there, Jessie? You have connection problems, Jessie? Hello.
Hi.
There you are. Hello.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. So I will take attendance, please.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Is here Roberto? Yes.
Se fue temprano, pero con la asistencia.
Oh, Victor?
Yes.
Hi, Victor. Thank you.
Hi.
Jesus?
Here, present. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. Thank you. Sophie?
Here, yes, in morning.
Morning, Sophie. Thank you. Good day. Anite?
Hi, Jessie, good morning.
Hi. Good morning. Thank you. So that's all?
That's all. Hay que enviarle el último cachito de clase a Robert, a Luis.
Claro que sí. Muchísimas gracias. Buen día.
Right, see you later. Perfect, guys. Now let's go through one of my favorite parts. Idioms and collocations. And as you can see, idioms and collocations have a little cookie icon. Probably Chucho knows why the cookie.
Yes, I know what's a cookie.
Tell me,
This
how do you call? That's a cookie, okay, very good. Now, why do we have a cookie in idioms and collocations here?
Well, there are special cases where always, I don't know why, there is words together. There are words together.
Much better.
And it has a specific meaning.
Perfect.
Perfect.
They have a specific meaning. Well, maybe not the meaning. Maybe the meaning not, but they go together for a reason that we don't understand.
Yes.
Right? Because when we translate it to Spanish, the connector is very different to the original idea that we had in mind, or it's just a different connector, you know? For example, if you say, I was looking you and you look gorgeous. I was looking, I don't know what it was. What word is missing? Exactly. And how do you know is the word at?
Because look is always with that.
That's a collocation. You gave me the definition of collocation. Look is always with that. Why? Because hashtag English, and there is no other power and no other definition for that. So if you say look to you, look for you, and look on you, you are very, very, very mistaken. The connector for at is always look because that's the way we speak English. Well, this is important because when we are thinking in Spanish, we can confuse some of the connectors that we usually use for specific things. For example, if you say, let me find another example. My parents made me take care the kids today. What word is missing?
Of?
Yes. Exactly. Very good. Take care of the kids today. Another one. I've always been terrible grammar.
With?
With. That's a classic mistake. That's incorrect.
For.
For. That's a classic mistake. I bet you're not going to get this one because this is so English.
No. I can.
Okay. Challenge. What about Itz and Victor? What do you say?
Come on.
On grammar?
On grammar?
No.
Close, but no, it's not on.
In.
Not so close. Well, yes, closer. In, on. If it's not in and it's not on, the last one is exactly, Victor. Yes. I have been always terrible at grammar. At, teacher? Are you okay? Are you sure? Look at this. The dictionary usually shows you collocations like this. Terrible infant, terrible mistake, very bad quality, unhappy, causing injury, very unpleasant, a terrible news, a terrible thought, terrible thing, terrible here. Where is the terrible at? Collocations. Jesus Christ, I need an access code. Truly, absolutely, 4B, feel, look. I cannot find it. Okay, let's go through the other dictionary. Longman, Pearson, nothing. Doesn't involve in serious harm, damage. Very bad quality. Ta-da! Here it is. You see? Collocations are usually found in the dictionary, like they give you a specific example and they put it together. This is the way you can find collocations, because the dictionary will never tell you explicitly, this is a collocation, eh? Probably here in the Oxford Collocations Dictionary, probably you can see something, but I need an access code. I'm going to go for it, I promise. But meanwhile, you can search for different things, or there is in a good page to find collocations is a page called word associations. This one is the one. So you can look for terrible, and you can search that you can find the word associations that usually go with the verb that you look for. For example, I search terrible, and you usually use terrible with these nouns. A terrible ordeal, a terrible scourge, a terrible calamity, a terrible catastrophe, a terrible fury. With adjectives, terrible, frightful something, terrible, appealing something. You see? The word associations. This is where the advanced conversation is located, in the idioms and collocations section. If you want to speak advanced English, you should pay close attention to your idioms and collocations. And why we have well, collocations is the position of words. Idioms is groups of sentences. For example, yesterday we saw the expression a bitter pill to swallow, remember? So here are the two definitions. A collocation is a word, no, is a group of words that usually go together. And an idiom is a form of expression a native form of expression. Let's go. For example, yesterday we saw a bitter pill to swallow, or in a nutshell. Do you remember what is in a nutshell? No? Okay. In a nutshell. No? Nobody? Really? Don't remember? Nutshell English? No?
Yeah, it's like something that you, I don't know how to explain it. Something that you have that the knowledge that you have about that is very strong, or I don't know. Yeah.
Close. So strong that you can put it in a few words.
Exactly, it's very compacted.
In a compact package. In a compact package, the size of a nutshell for another person. You see? Idiomatic expression. There we go. Here is the most important part for advanced conversation, guys. Also, one of the most important things is how to use adverbs, conjunctions, prepositions, etc. But that is going to be part 2. Let's say that today we saw part 1 of your review for word families. Let's stop for the moment because that's too much information to process, and be welcome to open the dictionary as much as you can and explore it, because that really, really helps. Okay? We are going to finish for today, guys. Good class. Very, very good. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a very good day.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
You too, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye. See you later.